Hi everybody, welcome back to SheSpark, where empowering conversations unfold. Today's guest is Sabrina Bowen, a professional baker whose business specializes in customized cake designs. However, today's video doesn't follow our normal discussion format. Rather, we get to start off by baking something with her and then getting to know her a little better. I hope you enjoy it. Hi everyone, welcome back to SheSpark. Today I'm here with Miss Sabrina. How are you, Sabrina?
Hi Ankitha. I'm good, thank you.
I'm glad to hear that. Sabrina owns The Cake Addict based in Edison, New Jersey, and today she is going to show us how to bake a lemon frosted lemon cake. And I'm so excited because I love anything involving sugar.
Absolutely. And lemony.
So do you want to tell us what we have here?
Yes. So we're going to start with the ingredients here. We have a cup of sugar, granulated sugar. We have 2 cups of unbleached all-purpose flour. We have a cup of butter, unsalted butter, 4 eggs. If you're wanting to make it eggless, you could replace the egg with 1/4 cup of yogurt for every egg. So basically 1 cup of egg, 1 cup of yogurt for 4 eggs. And then we have 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of vanilla essence, and as much lemon zest as you possibly can, and about 60 ml of freshly squeezed lemon juice. And that's about it.
So to start off this recipe, we're going to take all of our butter and our sugar and mix it up in a bowl with the hand mixer. So now while Sabrina is taking that over, I am combining all of our dry ingredients such as our baking powder, all-purpose flour, and salt.
So now we'll divide this flour into 3 parts. So we'll first add 1/3 of flour, then we'll add some lemon juice, then again flour, lemon juice. We'll alternate it so that everything then comes together.
Okay, we're done with the hand mixer stuff. Now we're putting the lemon rinds, and my arms are dead from the hand mixer. So I just put these in. Yeah. So now we have successfully added all of our ingredients, and we're just transferring the batter into the baking pan. Okay, so our cake is being baked in the oven. How long is it baking for?
We'll time it between 35 to 45 minutes, but for now we've set it for 35 and then we'll check. We'll do a skewer check.
Yes, so now this is our time to talk and get to know Miss Sabrina a little more. So, Sabrina, how exactly did you get into baking?
So I think when I was probably a teenager, I would, read recipes on newspapers, and Nestle would come out with these brochures, with milkmaid brochures, with for recipes.
Mm-hmm.
So I did dabble with it a bit. I wouldn't say that was baking, but that definitely caught my attention for desserts.
Mm-hmm.
I actually started baking when my daughter was born. So when she was about a year old, and I wanted to try with something that was, healthy cooking,
Mm-hmm.
healthy baking. So every month I would try something new,
Mm-hmm.
and sadly, she would never eat it.
I would eat everything you made every single day if you were baking in my house.
Thank you. But she's now warmed up to what I
Yeah.
make. She loves it. But yes, so she wasn't a great fan at that point in time.
Not
So
a sweet
hence, I
tooth?
guess that was a drive. It kept
Yeah.
pushing me, and I kept trying new recipes.
Mhm.
But that's how it caught my interest, to the point that when I was living in Mumbai about 10 years back,
Mhm.
I was working for The Economist at that
Mhm.
point in time. So I'm actually a media professional.
Mhm.
I have around 15 years of media sales experience, and I've
Wow.
worked with the top leading brands in India.
Mhm.
But baking was something that I really was
Mhm.
interested in. So I did dabble with it. Did have a business too, and it required a lot of commitment,
I
because
can
baking
imagine.
looks very pretty, but there's a lot of job, a lot
Mhm.
of work behind
Mhm.
it. So I had a day job,
Mhm.
between, start my leave for work at 8 in the morning,
Mhm.
and then I also had a 2-year-old
Yeah.
daughter to take
I
care
can't even
of.
imagine. Yeah.
Come back, and then I was running this business, so it was a lot to
Mhm.
do. But then I did do it. I did have my business there for about a year or two,
Mhm.
and then after that, I eventually moved here.
Mm-hmm.
And in midst of that, it took a break, and then COVID happened. And that's I think that's the time when everybody started getting
Into baking.
experimental,
Yeah, yeah.
and thinking out of the box.
Mhm.
And I think with spare time in hand too.
Mhm.
So that's when I started baking. And that's when the cake addict was
Mhm.
reborn again.
Was it hard to like were you getting a lot of orders during COVID?
So it basically started off with so I created my Instagram account. I had my Facebook account. It's been there for the last 14 years.
Mhm.
But my Instagram account, I built it only during COVID.
Mhm.
And I started posting pictures there of my past work. And then a local deli contacted me for cinnamon rolls. And that's how I started. So I started, taking orders for cinnamon rolls exclusively for them, and they
Mhm.
loved it. I did that for some time, and then tea cakes.
Mhm.
But then slowly, I started getting into custom cakes.
Mhm.
And yeah, it was. But I think that pace was good,
Mhm.
because there's a lot to learn and relearn.
Definitely.
And also the medium of ingredients is very different.
Mhm.
What the mediums of ingredients that I was working with in India, and
Mhm.
what I'm working with now in US is very different.
How
And also
so?
taste was. India specifically, Indians, especially Asia, the palate is very light on sugar.
Mhm.
So we like, so Indians preferably like whipped cream, based cakes, whereas in US the culture is more to go for buttercream.
Mhm.
And especially when you do custom cakes, you need the ingredient to be very stable, to hold its shape, to hold its design,
Mhm.
and to stay for a certain period of time. So there was a lot of learning in between, and it was really interesting. So my recipes are very unique,
Mhm.
are extremely unique. It's not something that is easily available, and not that something somebody usually works with. So a lot of research and a lot of time has gone into building the consistency level. And firmly we believe in doing working with clean organic ingredients. So
Mhm.
a lot of time and labor is spent in getting the right ingredients, perfecting our recipes. It
Mhm.
hasn't happened overnight. It has taken a very long time.
I can imagine.
And at the end of the day, working on your skill sets in
Mhm.
terms of the design and flavor. So as much as the cake should look very appealing, it's very important for it to taste
Mhm.
equally that good.
Mhm.
So we believe in investing in great quality products,
Mhm.
because if you look at something and it looks really great, and the moment you put it in your mouth and it doesn't taste that great, it's very disappointing.
Yeah.
So the intention is that it should look fabulous and taste even
Mhm.
better.
Definitely.
So that's where our research has been.
Mhm.
And that's the direction that we've basically
Mhm.
following and going towards.
Well, I think your cakes hit every mark. They're beautiful. They're
Thank you.
delicious. I love every flavor.
Thank you.
And so you mentioned that during COVID you had to open like an Instagram account for
Yes.
your business.
Yeah.
Do you think like that expansion of an online presence really boosted your company?
Absolutely. This the current generation. Everybody's on social media.
Mhm.
So when we opened the business, we did print, business cards.
Yeah.
But I don't think I, handed out more than 5 or 7 of them.
I haven't seen a business card in
Yeah,
years.
exactly. So it's wastage.
Mhm.
Now, social media is where you need to be. If you make things interesting, it basically definitely catches the eye.
Mhm.
And it definitely works for our business.
Mhm.
So Google, Facebook, Instagram,
Mhm.
and we are now trying to learn TikTok. It's not easy, but yes, but Instagram definitely does.
Mhm.
Instagram, Facebook, and Google definitely does good
Yeah.
good for us and for our business.
Mhm. And in this day and age, do you agree with the statement that all small business owners are kind of forced to be content creators also?
I think the content creator basically comes from the aspect of marketing,
Yeah.
right? So when you're content creating, you are basically a marketer, and it is very important as a business person to be able to market your goods. I think that is a very important skill. If you may have a fabulous product, but if you're not able to market it, or if you do not have somebody who's consulting you, with your marketing tools,
Yeah.
that product does not reach the right audience, so it's still a fail. So that is definitely very, very important. And servicing is another key thing that you need in this industry, especially for anything which requires, so baking is cake artistry is also part of the service industry, right?
Yeah.
So the most important part of my business is always servicing. Because when you start a conversation, when somebody calls you and with a query that this is what they want, the intention is to be able to provide them with all the information that they need in order to to make the right decision, and right up to the order being processed until when the order is picked up, and then checking later on that whether they were happy, or if there are any feedback
Yeah.
in terms of the service that you've provided. You have to close every avenue. So it's like a circle, so everything has to be addressed.
Yeah.
In when you're taking an order, it's not only you got the order and it's done. So that's not what we believe in. We believe in addressing every part of the deal, and then finally ensuring that the client has been happy and has been serviced. That is when the person will definitely, when you're happy, you would recommend.
Yeah.
And you would also get a repeat repeat customer at the end of the day. So that is something which is very important. The servicing is also a very key skill, along with, yes, and these are all, even servicing is a tool of marketing, right? Because that's how word of mouth also
Yeah.
works for you, and references work for you.
Yeah, and those are very powerful,
Yes,
right?
they're very
Yeah.
powerful, very powerful.
Yeah.
So yes, I would definitely say that the social marketing and marketing yourself is very important for any business.
Definitely. And I would like to highlight that Sabrina is actually a one-woman show, like baking, the customer service, like everything she does it. Like I don't get how. Like every step you mentioned, like that's
Yeah.
crazy dedication.
Yeah, it is a lot of work, and I do have imaginary gnomes also working for me. But having said that, it requires a lot, because right from starting to procure the ingredients to baking the cake. So a custom cake is something that you can't give over 24 hours. It's just not possible. It requires a certain format.
Yeah.
So baking is a part of it, then frosting, filling is a part of it, then coating is the first layer of coating, and then you come to the decor part of it. So there are various parts of it. Then of course keeping Excel sheets, keeping tabs on that, and social media marketing it. So there are, and of course washing dishes.
Oh my
And
God.
cleaning up.
That would be my least favorite part.
Yeah, but well, it's part of the business. You got to clean up.
I mean, you can always force your kids to do it.
I wish nobody listens.
Nobody.
No, but it's all a part of it, and I think at every stage you learn. You learn so many things. There's a lot of work. There's a lot of labor. So any artist puts in a lot of love and labor,
Yeah.
personal time into creating the business. So when one would be in a salary job, one would think, oh, it's 8 hours, and then it's good. When you're running a business, you're sleeping, eating, and drinking, and all the time all you do is you're just thinking about your business. You always have to be available,
Yeah.
in some format or the other. So that's how it is, but it's your baby. That's how you nurture it, right?
Yeah. But when you just started baking for your daughter when she was born, did you ever think in your head, oh, this could turn into something bigger?
Never.
Really?
No, never. I never really did think it to be that. I never really thought it to be, to get into a career. Like even when I started with, when during COVID, when I did start dabbling with it, I never thought it to be a career. I was in fact working for the Scotch Plains school district at that point in time. And this was before COVID, and then we continued during COVID in while taking different safety measures. But I did work right until the first 1.5 year. And it was very hard because you had an 8-hour job there, and then
Yeah.
you have to come back and fulfill all these orders until, my friend told me that you need to stop. Because sometimes there are certain phases when you see that the business has already turned in a certain direction, but you haven't noticed it. So a friend told me that it was time to quit the school job, and I should completely focus on my business. And I'm glad I took that suggestion, because it was physically draining to only be sleeping for like 3 hours or 4 hours, and working practically 7 days a week. So that was too much. So
But did it scare you at first, like the idea of not having that like nine to
that
five
safety,
job? Yeah.
yes, it was. It took me a little time, to finally, to decide on that. But I guess it was at the right time, because we were going in for a summer break, and I the amount of work that I already had through the business was a lot.
Yeah.
So I guess that gave me enough time. So we had 2 months of summer break, so I had enough time to really think that
Yeah.
it was good to not to go back, and that I need to have time to sleep and to be available personally also. And so I think that was a good decision.
You think it was worth it?
Yeah, absolutely,
That's
absolutely.
great.
I always feel that I feel that I'm glad that I've invested all my time and energy in building my business, rather than putting in 8 hours into somebody else's
Yeah.
business, rather than and not investing in your own. So I feel that those 8 hours has created a balance somewhere, in both in my personal and professional life. And I think that was a good decision to take.
And I definitely see the passion. It reflects in your work, all the intricacy and the details of all your cakes and all your creations. So
Thank you.
I definitely applaud that.
Thank you.
So what advice do you have for anyone else looking to who's on this journey to create a business out of something that they love, but they're a little too scared to go forward with it?
I think one is, we have a passion, but we need to research the passion. We need to know the durability and the requirement for it. One. The other thing also is that we need to have a plan. So what I would basically put it, if I put my business, I use my business as an example. When I had my business in India for 2 years, and then of course when I moved here, and then I started it after like 6 7 years, I learned a lot from all my mistakes that I had made. So this time when I was ready to start my business, I came very organized. I knew that these were the key things that I needed to do. So I first formulated a plan. And then it's very important to know that there should be a lacuna in the market. That's very important. So you need to know what is the lacuna in the market.
What does that mean?
Lacuna, basically what is missing in the market, something that is there. So if you know what, you need to know the pulse of your market. So if you know that this is missing, and I have that skill set to be able to fill that space, so it does not necessarily have to be wide, right? But it can be niche. Whatever your ideas can be niche, and it can continue, you can constantly do something that you believe in. But it's important to know what is the pulse of the market. So there has to be some kind of a unique proposition that you need to bring, in order for you to differentiate between what others are offering and what you are offering. But research is very, very important, and a plan is very important. These are the two things. But with these two things, definitely any business will grow.
I think that's great. I think that's a very overlooked part of starting something, right? The research, the getting to know your idea, discovering the market. So
Right.
yeah,
That's
definitely
true.
agree with that.
That's true.
Yeah. So I think our cake is almost ready, guys. So let's go get that, and we will be right back. Yeah.
So now the lemon cake is out of the oven, and we want it to cool down for some time. And it smells really good.
It does.
Yeah. So we let it cool for like about good 10 minutes or so, 10, 15 minutes. We'll then flip it, and then cool
we
it
gotta-
for some more time, for like 15, 20 minutes, and then we'll put the drizzle.
We gotta make our icing now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're just making our lemon glaze, and this is just lemon juice and how much powdered sugar?
Yes, so this is about 3 tablespoons of freshly squeezed organic lemon juice and about a cup of icing sugar. And we just need to stir it and see that, it's nice and thick in consistency. And so there are two ways we could use the drizzle. One is either we could wait for it to, completely cool off and then we could have a nice thick drizzle over it. Or the other thing, what we could do is, we could basically make some holes on the cake and we could pour this drizzle on it so that it's the lemon drizzle gets completely absorbed and the flavor only enhances. So it's personal preference. So I think, but we are
I'm kind of feeling the drizzle.
yeah. So I think we'll go for the drizzle, and we're just waiting for our cake to cool and then we're good to go.
Okay, now I get the honors of decorating, and I'm gonna mess up, but it's fine.
But it's still going to be delicious.
Oh, yes. Moment of truth.
Oh yes, we are very English. We eat with fork. I'm sorry.
Cheers. I love lemon.
It's great.
Okay, so for me, personally, this cake was a straight 10 out of 10. What would you say, Sabrina?
I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's light,
Mm-hmm.
it's moist,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't like anything too sweet, so I think it's perfectly sweet too. It's not overwhelming, and the lemon just adds the right amount of flavor that we
Definitely.
need.
Mm-hmm. And was I a good assistant chef today?
Perfect.
Yeah?
You're hired.
Well, thank you so much for spending your time with us, and thank you for teaching me how to make this amazing
My
thing.
pleasure. It was wonderful being interviewed by you, and I could share a bit of my story with you. That was wonderful. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.